Good morning. My name is Margot Saulnier. I'm the creative strategist for the City of New Bedford, and I'm also the manager of the Seaport Cultural District. And I'm here this morning along with the Mass Cultural Council. 10 staff members have come down from Boston to be here in New Bedford to talk about all of the programs and services they have to offer. So the New Bedford Arts and Culture community is here. It's open to the general public, and we're so excited to showcase what we have to offer here in New Bedford.
My name is Lee Heald, and I am the director of the AHA program, which stands for Arts, History, and Architecture. And I want to tell you that we are so honored to have the Mass Cultural Council here in New Bedford to talk about the kinds of programs they're doing with the city, because AHA has been going for 20 years. And over that time, we have received support from the Mass Cultural Council. We're the longest continuously funded program. And there have been a variety of offshoots as the downtown changes dramatically and in a wonderful way. And so they're coming here today to talk about the Cultural Facilities Program, which will be previewed tonight. There are 4 organizations in New Bedford which have received considerable funding, and we're standing in the Siemens Bethel, which received 4 years of funding from the Cultural Facilities Project. In addition, this is part of the Seaport Cultural District, and there are a variety of ongoing support programs that are received by all of the cultural facilities in downtown New Bedford. So we're honored, we're pleased, and we want to be welcoming as a community to them.
Good morning, I'm Anita Walker with the Mass Cultural Council, and I want to thank everybody for turning out today. This is kind of Mass Cultural Council on the road. We have taken our entire state agency and set it up right here in New Bedford in Siemens Bethel. One of the reasons we wanted to do this is because we know a lot of you, and a lot of you know us, but maybe you only know us through one relationship. For example, you know us because you're a local cultural council and you know about our local cultural council program. Or maybe you know us because you've come in for a Cultural Facilities Fund grant, and so you know Jay Padgett with Cultural Facilities Fund. Or maybe you've met Maggie with our folklore and traditional arts program. But I have rarely found anybody who knows all of the opportunities that there are to work with the Mass Cultural Council. So this is a chance for you to do some one-stop shopping and meet all of the members of our team and explore where there might be some other partnerships that would be worthwhile for you to develop with the Mass Cultural Council. So this is an informal sort of gathering. We're hoping everybody has a chance to shake hands with and meet our team that's here today. And we have a chance to meet you and maybe explore what some of your ambitions are with the work you're doing here in New Bedford. So as we continue the morning, I wanted to just maybe go around the room and introduce our staff members that are here, because you might not have met everybody as you've been negotiating this space. And if you see or hear somebody that sounds like it could be useful to the work you're doing, just go right on up to them. Everybody has their card. They can give you a business card and you can communicate beyond today. And then we've also brought some material that's laid out on the table over here for you to take home with you. So I'm going to start over here. Dan Blask is with our individual artist program. And Dan, you want to just say a word or two about that?
Sure. Thanks, Anita. So I work with individual artists at Mass Cultural Council. It's a great privilege to get to do that. The most direct way that we fund individual artists is through our Artist Fellowships program. It includes direct grants to artists through an anonymously judged process based solely on the excellence of the artist's work. So the grants have been around since mid-70s, more than 40 years. And Massachusetts artists who are not currently enrolled in school are eligible to apply. So if you have any interest in that, please come talk to me. We also serve artists through online resources. We have an online resource called ArtSake, where we list opportunities for artists every week. We list deadlines, contests. We also have a space where you can find or list creative space, if you need an artist studio or if you have one to offer, you can list it on ArtSake. We also use it as a way to promote Massachusetts artists and the interesting work they're doing. So it's, as I said, it's a great privilege for me to get to work with individual artists, and I'd love to answer any questions folks have.
And those artist fellowship grants, by the way, are $15,000, the highest they have ever been in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And we believe we are investing more in individual artists through the fellowship program than any other state. So this is a good place to live if you are an individual artist. Diane.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm Diane Daly. I'm the Education Programs Manager at Mass Cultural Council. And we've got funds to invest in communities to help young people get experiences in learning, creative learning in the arts and the sciences and humanities. And I think I'll tell you about the two biggest ones that we've got going. One is STARS residencies, where schools can get money to bring in an artist or a scientist or a historian to work with the students for 3 days or all year long to learn in those disciplines, to get that opportunity to meet a professional in those fields and to start develop those important creative skills. The other, and those grants are $500 to $5,000. STARS residencies, yes, STARS residencies. And the other program that I'll mention is the Big Yellow School Bus, which many of you may know already. But that's a grant that we give to the schools to be able to take students out of school to a cultural destination. And there are so many of them here in New Bedford. They're great opportunities for the students. It's a $250 grant. It takes 30 seconds to apply for it. You hear back within 2 weeks. It's fast, it's easy, and it's a very effective way to connect up young people with all the cultural resources that they may have in their community or outside of their community. So there are more programs. We can talk about those as we sort of mingle later on.
Thank you. Luis, come on up. And Luis runs our Cultural District program and works with LCCs.
My name is Luis Cotto. I'm the program manager for Mass Cultural Council. I run the Cultural District program and work with LCCs now. I work with LCCs in Greater Merrimack Valley and also Metro West. And currently working with Margot, through the Cultural District program, of which whoever does not know, you are within the Cultural District, New Bedford Cultural District, and they are up for renewal this year, and they're looking to expand the boundaries, so we're processing that with Mina Kim, who you will hear from in a couple.
Next, I'd like you to meet Maggie, who runs our Traditional Arts program.
Thank you, Anita. It's really great to be back in New Bedford. I'm a folklorist, which means a lot of my work resides around discovering and identifying people, mostly individual artists that are carrying on traditions that are locally valued, and then may not be known outside of the local community. So that could be maritime traditions, it could be ethnic traditions that are passed down with communities, such as, Armenian embroidery or South Indian violin playing. But they're sometimes endangered. And what we do, one of our programs is called Traditional Arts Apprenticeships. And that is a program that funds a master artist in a tradition, could be music, craft, dance, to work one-on-one with a qualified apprentice. And often, I'll give an example that would have relevance here. There's a wonderful man named Bob Fuller who still makes ship's wheels by hand and worked with a young man to carry that tradition on. I don't know how many wooden ship wheels are still made by hand. Cambodian pottery. I mean, it's just endless, the variety. I'm sure there's some Cape Verdean traditions that I'm not aware of that I should look into here to see if we can encourage some application. So a master and an apprentice apply together, and that grant is for up to $10,000. Deadline coming up in April. We also give a fellowship in the traditional arts, and that deadline is coming up in early October, so that's wonderful. That's that $15,000 fellowship, which is remarkable. I also do work with helping to promote individual artists to more regionally and national venues. So that is, as Dan said, it's really gratifying to be able to do that. So if you have any questions or you know of a tradition that needs some bolstering, come talk to me. Thanks.
Thank you, Maggie. Eric. Eric runs our Creative Youth Development programs.
So in Massachusetts, we have a field of practice we're very proud of called Creative Youth Development that infuses excellence in the arts, sciences, and humanities with principles of positive youth development. We've been funding it for 25 years. We fund it on 3 levels, and here in Massachusetts, we've had more winners of the nation's highest honor in creative youth development than any other state in the country. Most recently, the New Bedford Whaling Museum won 2 years ago and is our most recent winner. We currently fund 74 different programs, some in school, some out of school. We support them with grants and field building. We also support teaching artists. We have the largest teaching artist support program in the United States, and the Meta Fellowship that's focused on music educators and teaching artists. And we also give grants directly to young people. We think they have a valuable contribution to make to the artistic ecosystem, and we provide small grants of up to $1,000 for youth-led projects throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Sarah Glidden runs our Cultural Investment Portfolio team.
Hi. The Cultural Investment Portfolio is a pretty amazing program. It provides unrestricted operating support to 311 organizations across the Commonwealth that have shown a very high quality of organizational excellence across many years, and so we are committed to funding them on an ongoing basis. I also work with our Gateway program, which is an on-ramp for that program. Organizations apply, they are reviewed every 2 years, and when they also reach that level of consistent funding, they are reclassified into the portfolio. We have a lot of New Bedford organizations in the Gateway program. They have really been remarkable, and it's very exciting to see the quality of work and the diversity of organizations taking place and surviving in New Bedford. We've also got project grants, $2,500 grants that are specifically for cultural, scientific, or humanities programming. And again, a lot of New Bedford organizations have applied and been very successful. These are one-year grants specifically for a project. And organizations that aren't funded in our other programs and organizations that aren't fully cultural but have cultural programming can apply for those grants. So I would love to talk to any of you here today who are looking for support for your actual programming activities. Good luck to you.
Great. Mina. So Mina works in our communities division, which includes our cultural districts, which you've heard about from Luis, our local cultural councils, and our festivals program.
Hi, everyone. I'm the program officer for the Community Initiative, as Anita said, and I work with Luis on cultural districts in the Bristol County area, as well as Essex County and Hampshire County. And so this is great timing because the summertime is a wonderful time to look at your cultural councils to see what sort of council priorities that they're posting for the upcoming application deadline, which is October 15th. Applications open September 1st, so keep a lookout for more news as we roll out the oncoming grant cycle. And if you have any questions about eligibility requirements or examples of projects and past proposals that have been funded, please feel free to contact me.
Thanks, Mina. Jay and Miranda, do you want to do a duet on this? Jay and Miranda run our Cultural Facilities Fund, and we are standing in an exemplary project that we are delighted to have a Commonwealth investment in. So who wants to hold the mic?
I'll hold the mic for Miranda. Miranda, what do we do every day at the Mass Cultural Council?
Oh, sure, Jay. Well, my name is Miranda Cook, and I am the program officer with the Cultural Facilities Fund. So we provide planning and capital grants for the sound development and planning of buildings. We fund cultural facilities across the state that are owned by nonprofit cultural organizations, universities, and municipalities.
Right, and we're standing in one right now. This is the Siemens Bethel. In the Cultural Facilities Fund, I think was fortunate enough to find out about this project. We came many years ago, and we're just kind of blown away at all the treasures in New Bedford, and this is certainly one of them. So we worked with the group, and we worked with Whale, Siemens Bethel and Whale, to secure some project grants for the renovation of this building. And so we've worked with a lot of New Bedford projects. We have an annual grant round. It usually starts in October, and the announcements are in May. So we've been at this for 12 years, and we hope to keep the ball rolling so that we can keep funding capital projects of all kinds, maintenance, repair, new construction, and planning for those, which is really important. And no project is too unsexy for us.
In fact, those are our favorite projects. We call ourselves the HVAC king and queen, since I think that is the most popular funding destination for the Cultural Facilities Fund, because who doesn't want to have heat in the winter and air conditioning in the summer? So we also have Greg Liakas, who is our external relations leader here, and Carmen, who handles all of the media, probably knows Dana on a first-hand basis. Angelina and Ann work very hard on organizing these events, getting us all here where we're supposed to be. David is the deputy director of the agency. We really want you to take advantage of everything the Mass Cultural Council has to offer, and we are delighted to be here today. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Greg Liakas from the Mass Cultural Council, and we want the people of New Bedford to know how to access our various programs and services. The easiest way is to go on to www.massculturalcouncil.org, and you can find a range of grant programs, services that can help your cultural organization or you as an individual artist or an arts educator tap into our resources. We are also located in downtown Boston at 10 St. James Place, 02116 if you want to write us directly. Our phone is 617-858-2720, and you can call me or any of our staff, and they're always there to help you. Again, we have a range of grant programs that support nonprofit cultural organizations, schools and youth programs, individual artists, and projects that use the arts, humanities, and sciences to improve the lives of communities. We have great partnerships in the city of New Bedford. Mayor Mitchell, Senator Montigny, Representative Cabral have been tremendous supporters of the Mass Cultural Council, as well as our local partners in the New Bedford Cultural Council, but we want to expand and deepen those partnerships. So I encourage anyone watching this program to log into massculturalcouncil.org and better understand the things that we can offer to you.